My name is Dr. Martez Hammonds. I am a Chief Diversity Officer at Purdue University, Fort Wayne by day. By night, I am the owner and principal consultant of MDH Consulting Group out of Dallas, Texas. Ghost of Lost Cause was filmed in Murray, Kentucky, which is my hometown. I was one of the activists in our communities, a young Black activist, if you will, and so I was one of the ones that were filmed in the movie, and I just talked about some of the experiences growing up in Murray, Kentucky. I was a facilitator for today's group of dynamic change agents throughout Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, people from Oklahoma, all over that joined us today for this portion of today's events. Today was all about organizing and finding oneself, and so we did exercises around cultural competency, cultural confidence, and really making sure that we have the tools necessary and needed to go back to our respective organizations and to really galvanize individuals, people, resources, etc., so that we can be the best in what we're doing. And that's moving the movement of social justice, equity, inclusion, etc. And really focusing on our core areas of awareness of self and others. What does it take that we need to know about ourselves so that we can help others and what they need to know about us, our identities, if you will. And then also skills. What are the necessary skills needed for a person who is leading and building power and building organizations? The next part was about going outside and looking at some of the disparities and inequities that environmentally are in parks, right? And so we took some time to look at the parks and to make sure that we had our best understanding of how accommodations are in the park, what was some diversity, equity, inclusion in the park. Some of the stuff that we had already learned, we were able to take that and actually put it to work. And so next we'll move to one of the local theaters and we'll have a small little program and then we'll actually show the film. And then tonight after that, you can network and hear from Black women businesses and Black women leaders here in the Nashville area.
My name's Sherman Neal. I'm one of the producers of the film Ghost of a Lost Cause. It just aired at the Belcourt Theater today. Ghost of a Lost Cause was created to tell the story about how the community decided to address what they wanted their spaces to look like, what they wanted to be represented as, who was going to represent them. The representative in question was a Confederate General, Robert E. Lee, and in 2020 we recognized at that point in time that representative is not the person that represents what we want to be. And we also know that the divisiveness, the violence, the issues that come with being a neo-Confederate, neo-Nazi is something that's not sustainable for the communities.
My name is Jerry Sevo James. I'm the executive producer of Ghost of Lost Cause. The documentary is about making something that was moving and compelling, and then also trying to humanize the issue of removing Confederate monuments, because people think of Confederate monuments as just a Black issue. If you watch it, you see this as Black and brown, white people, people from different ethnicities, people from young to old that cared about the monument issue and how it's impacting their community.
Hearing 6 different women talk about how they operate in the space, whether it's through, an attorney, whether it's being a judge, whether it's working in the political space, whether it's working in the bookstore, helping your community recover from a natural disaster. Pretty awesome just to spend an hour just to hear and think about that and to hear the power that's generated through them and how we can build on that. If you want to support us, go to ghostofalostcause.com and accelerate the progress towards creating communities that represent us.